Hi, and thanks so much for joining me for what I think is the simplest one eye, one cheek, one lip that I've ever done. If you've been here before, you know I put together a look using an eyeshadow palette, a blush, and a lip from Chanel. But this time I didn't even use a palette. I used this product right here. It's an eyeshadow liner Khôl, and that's the only thing I used for the eyes, except I did add one more thing. I cheated a little bit and added one more thing at the end just to elevate it, but I also show you what it looks like just with this product on. So let's go ahead and get started. Now that the weather is getting warmer, let's go ahead and start with the Luggage product. It's the Water Fresh Tint. I have 3 shades here because this is like my winter shade in medium, and then I have one in medium plus, and then I have this one, which is the deeper shade in deep, and this is for bronzer. And I've always said Chanel has such a wide array of products except for bronzers, because you've got the cream bronzer, this is for bronzer. Let me know if I'm missing something, but I feel like that is an area definitely where they could expand. Going in with the SHISEIDO brush though, this is medium first. Just put this in the middle. If you're not familiar with this product, it is encapsulated powder, so it sets really nicely. So you can see it's a little bit lighter, a little bit pinkier on my skin tone. Then we're gonna go in with a little bit of medium plus, more towards the exterior. And then we're gonna take a bit of this deep shade and we're gonna use that as a bronzer. We're gonna go ahead and you can see how deep that is there. So you can see right there how it acts as a bronzer. And by the way, this is not my idea. I actually learned this from a Chanel makeup artist. They said they went to Hawaii once and they didn't get a chance to go outside, but they wanted a little faux tan. So they put a little bit of a deeper shade on and it looked like they had gone out in the sun. So it's so seamless as well, and you can see the skin through it. So I think it's such a natural bronzer. I think it's such a great temporary faux tan though, if you wanted that, and it's really consistent with the other texture on my face. We're gonna go in with a couple of products by Chanel. I haven't used these in a while. This is a color corrector in Apricot. So we're gonna use that for the dark spots here. Oh wow, that's almost too deep, isn't it? Do I have the lighter one? Is that what this is? Oh yeah, this is Peche. I should probably be using this. That's too dark. Okay, so if you're ever wondering, that's too dark. Let's use Peche over here. Okay, that's much better. I don't know why I have both of these. I can't remember. Oh yeah, that's almost too deep for my skin right now. But it did a nice job of color correcting really quickly. Okay, so let's remove this because that's too... Oh yeah, and another thing, if you are new to this product, it really does a good job of emulsifying makeup that's on the face. If you need to make a correction, you just work it into the skin and then it'll just kind of re-zhuzh everything. I don't know, that's not the best term, but it'll make things emollient again so you can move it around, especially if it's powder and it got dry or you have separation. I love the Water Fresh Tint for that. Just refreshes everything. Okay, let me let that set for a second. Let's go in here. I have a little bit of just a little scar here. I do want to revisit my Chanel products because I had a request for a Chanel starter kit and maybe the top 5 products. So I just want to remind myself of what I would pick and why. So I'm going to try and use as many Chanel products as I can today. Let's go under the eye with this. I don't normally go under the eye with any Chanel concealers. So let's see. Very much a color correcting. Again, this is Peche. I read the ingredients in this and it looked like the same exact ingredient deck as their concealer. And I couldn't find a concealer shade that worked, and actually this is probably the best match for what I need. Does give some nice coverage though. I also just went in with Chantecaille's Next Generation Eye Base. We're gonna go ahead and powder. I wanna revisit the Natural Finish Loose Powder by Chanel. And this one has a peachier tone. This is the shade 30, I think. Yeah, this is the shade 30. I'm gonna take my fluffy MER brush. It's a really great one for a really light dusting. the Chantecaille Perfect Blur Powder. Yeah, I think that translucent powder is good if you don't have to worry about discoloration, but since I do, I love this. That's one of the other reasons I love this Chantecaille Blur Powder, is because it does blur really nicely. And I did powder just in the front here. I do have the brow pencil, so I'll use that in a moment, but I wanted to show you this DIOR product. This is a new product, but quickly a favorite. It's really good. So if you want more substantial hold, but more refined as well, this is a good one. So I'm just brushing back. This also deposits color. I wanted to show you that as well, in case you have pretty full brows already, but I'm gonna go in and fix that even more because as you can see, it's not as refined as I usually like it. As you can see, this is why I don't just go in with brow gel, because they look like they're not done yet, because I have so many sparse areas. So I'm gonna go in with this Chanel waterproof eyebrow product. It's in the shade 810. I'm just gonna draw in. Okay, now for the fun part. This is a really quick eye, and I played with this because I was just so curious about it. The eyeshadow liner Khôl in the shade Rouge Noir. So I'm going to line my entire eye and then smudge it out. So for those people who really want something very, very, very quick, this is for you. I'm gonna line in the waterline. I'm going to tight line. And then I'm going to draw on my lid. I know it looks really intense, but I'm going to just keep it close to the eyelash line. Eyelash line? I'm gonna keep it close to the lashes, but I'm just drawing on here. And then I'm going to, I know it looks really dark, I'm gonna take my brush, ooh, that I just had. Where'd it go? Okay, there was a little time to just move this around. Oh, here it is. So don't worry, it's not gonna set right away. I'm gonna take my brush that I found, the ROEN brush, and I'm just going to buff that in. And then I'm just gonna take this other side, it's tapered, and pull this down a little bit as well. It's very dark, but it's okay. We're gonna put a little bit of gold on here in a moment, but you can leave it like this if you want to. It's a really beautiful color by itself. So let me even them out and then you can see what it looks like. Okay, went ahead and added a little bit of like a wing here, just slightly, just to intensify right along the lash line. Just like this. So that was just this product right here. And it did move a little bit easier once I got the brush going. I let it sit a little too long on this side. It was much easier to blend it. It's a little bit more even on that side. I'm gonna take a little bit of the concealer and clean this up really fast. I'm gonna just kind of run my finger here to soften that line. And then I'm gonna add some mascara and then we'll add a little bit more. Okay, so that is very dramatic, but again, I just used the one product and I used this mascara. It's the YSL Lash Clash mascara. So we have here number 72. This is a bit of a cooler blush. Gonna take a little bit of that Perfect Blur powder. Okay, let's go ahead with the lip balm. This is the Luggage Balm. Can't believe I haven't tried these before. I really like the texture, nice and hydrating, emollient. I'm gonna go in with this iridescent illuminating fluid. This is in the shade Au Revoir. See it right there, really pretty. Nice and subtle, dries down beautifully. Now I'm just gonna take this. This is that eye product in 46 Lumiere. So it's a gold shade. I'm gonna put a little on the back of my hand. It looks like this. It kind of looks like the illuminator shade. I'm going to just tap that onto my eyelid right in the center. Okay, so I know this is not one eye anymore, but I wanted to show you what else you could do to elevate this look if you wanted to go from, that was a pretty dramatic daytime look, but something more evening, or even this for daytime if you want more dimension. Glad I had a chance to revisit some of these Chanel products because, as I said, I'm putting together a Chanel starter kit. So I'm glad that I had reminders about some of the products that I have. Actually, that wasn't even all of the products, but some of the ones that I just wanted to get a reminder of. So look for that video in the future, but let's talk about these products. I loved this. I think it's so pretty. It was beautiful by itself. I do like how there's a little bit of a reflective quality right here on the lids. I think it brightens it up just a little bit. So if you like a deeper eye, this works really well. Of course, you don't have to go in with as much product. If you want something that's not as intense, you could go in along the lash line with just a very thin line and smudge it out. I put it all over the lid and then smudged it out. That's how I got this deeper eye, but I thought it was a beautiful color. I didn't see creasing or anything like that. I have a feeling this eye will stay in place for a long time. So I'll watch this, I'll wear it for a few hours, let you know. And then I thought this blush, the shade is really beautiful, maybe one of my new favorite Chanel blushes, because I do like a little bit of a cooler blush sometimes, but this still has a brightness about it, which I think is pretty without being too much. I think I have some that are in this kind of shade range, but they are very intense. So I liked that this went on really, really easily. And then for the lip, I'm surprised. I've never tried any of these before. What a lovely formula, nice and hydrating. I loved the amount of color that I got from this lip balm. Really easy to use, really comfortable. Again, hydrating. We'll see if it leaves a stain behind. I'm really curious about that, but I like the shade. I thought it was really pretty. I looked online first to look at some swatches and to see some lip swatches to see what it looked like, and I really, really like this particular shade. Really pleased with all the products that I picked up. So let me know if you have any of them, how you use them. I'd love to know, and please let me know if there are any other shades in this that I should pick up. I feel like I picked a really good one, but I'm sure there are other ones as well. I always love your recommendations, so thank you so much. But that is it for today's video, so please take care of each other. Stay well. If you enjoyed this video, if you learned something, please give it a thumbs up, subscribe, and I will see you next time.